Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Worth Old Coins. Before you spend another Washington quarter, stop and take a closer look. One ordinary-looking quarter hiding in your pocket, wallet, or coin jar could be worth far more than you ever imagined. In today's video, we're revealing 4 Washington quarter dollars that every collector should know about. Make sure you watch until the very end. You might discover that your next quarter deserves a second look. First up, the 1966 Washington quarter represents an interesting period in American coinage history. During the mid-1960s, the United States Mint was producing enormous numbers of quarters because the country was experiencing a serious coin shortage. To discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted coins, mint marks were temporarily removed from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. As a result, every genuine 1966 Washington quarter was struck without a mint mark. Although millions entered circulation, collectors continue searching through old jars, dresser drawers, inherited collections, and pocket change because unusual varieties, striking errors, and exceptionally preserved examples can attract strong collector interest. This quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy surrounding a pure copper core. It contains 75% copper and 25% nickel on the outer layers with a solid copper center. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters. Its reeded edge helps protect the design while giving the coin its familiar appearance. The obverse features George Washington's portrait, while the reverse displays the iconic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, a design used on Washington quarters until 1998. The example described here shows honest circulation with heavy, even wear across both sides. Washington's hair details have softened considerably, and the eagle's breast feathers are largely flattened from decades of everyday commerce. The surfaces display a natural gray appearance with typical circulation marks collected through years of use. These characteristics are consistent with a very good defined circulated coin that has clearly spent much of its life changing hands. Collectors carefully inspect coins like this because condition is only one part of the story. The real excitement comes from searching for unusual features that separate one coin from the millions of ordinary examples. A dramatic off-center strike, a broad strike, a doubled die, a clipped planchet, or a wrong planchet error can transform an otherwise common quarter into a highly desirable collectible. Even subtle die varieties can generate significant interest among specialists. Many collectors also examine the rims, lettering, date, and Washington's portrait under magnification. Tiny doubling on the inscriptions, die cracks, die chips, retained cuds, or evidence of a rare striking error may not be visible with the naked eye. Careful inspection is one of the most rewarding aspects of coin collecting, because remarkable discoveries occasionally come from coins that appeared completely ordinary at first glance. Demand for Washington quarters remains consistently strong because they are among America's most recognizable circulating coins. New collectors enjoy assembling complete date sets, while advanced numismatists pursue high-grade certified examples, dramatic mint errors, and scarce die varieties. This constant interest keeps the series active within the hobby and encourages collectors to continue searching through old collections and circulation finds. Stories regularly emerge about forgotten jars of change discovered in closets, attics, and family estates. While the vast majority contain ordinary circulation coins, a small number reveal pieces with unusual characteristics deserving professional evaluation. Those discoveries remind collectors that careful observation often matters more than luck alone. Whenever an unusual-looking quarter is found, it should never be cleaned or polished. Cleaning permanently alters the original surfaces and almost always reduces collector appeal. Instead, store the coin in a protective holder and compare it with trusted reference materials. If the piece displays a genuine error or remarkable characteristics, professional authentication can confirm exactly what makes it special. For collectors, every 1966 Washington quarter represents a small piece of American history. It reflects a unique period when mint marks disappeared. The nation faced a coin shortage and billions of coins passed through everyday commerce. Hidden among countless ordinary examples may occasionally be a remarkable variety or striking error that captures the attention of collectors. That possibility is exactly why so many people continue checking their spare change today, hoping an overlooked quarter could become an unexpected hidden treasure instead of another coin accidentally spent. Next up, the 1977 D Washington quarter is one of the many quarters produced during the modern clad coin era. Yet it continues to attract the attention of collectors who carefully inspect circulation finds for overlooked varieties and mint errors. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the D mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of George Washington's ribbon. Hundreds of millions were produced for everyday commerce, making it a familiar coin and pocket change across the United States. While ordinary circulated examples are common, collectors know that unusual striking errors, die varieties, and exceptionally preserved pieces can command significant premiums over face value. Like other Washington quarters minted after 1964, the 1977 D is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The obverse displays the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse showcases the heraldic eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches, a classic design that remained in use until the state quarter program began. The example described here is an almost circulated coin displaying significant but even wear from years of circulation. Washington's hair details have softened, and the highest points of the portrait show noticeable smoothing. On the reverse, the eagle's breast feathers are largely flattened, while the wings and surrounding details remain visible. The surfaces exhibit a natural gray color with minor pocket grime and light handling marks accumulated through decades of everyday use. Overall, the coin falls within the extremely fine range, retaining enough detail to remain attractive despite honest circulation wear. Although millions of 1977 D quarters were struck, collectors examine each coin carefully because valuable varieties and mint errors occasionally appear. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, doubled dies, die cracks, retained cuds, and dramatic strike-through errors are among the features that specialists actively search for. These unusual characteristics can make one coin stand apart from countless ordinary examples and significantly increase collector interest. Many experienced numismatists begin by examining the date, mint mark, lettering, and rim under magnification. Small signs of doubling, die polishing lines, or unusual strike characteristics may only become visible with close inspection. Because modern minting involves thousands of working dies, small differences sometimes develop during production, creating collectible varieties that enthusiasts enjoy identifying and documenting. Collector demand for Washington quarters remains strong because the series spans generations of American history. Beginners appreciate the affordability of building complete date and mint collections, while advanced collectors pursue certified high-grade examples, dramatic mint errors, and recognized die varieties. This wide range of collecting goals keeps demand healthy and encourages people to continue searching through old collections, inherited coin jars, and everyday pocket change. When an unusual 1977 D quarter is discovered, proper handling is extremely important. Never polish or clean the coin, as doing so permanently alters its original surfaces and can reduce its collector appeal. Instead, hold the coin only by its edges, place it in a protective holder, and compare it with reliable references. If the piece appears to display an unusual error or variety, professional authentication can help determine exactly what makes it special. One reason Washington quarters remain so popular is that they are still encountered in circulation decades after they were minted. Every handful of change represents another opportunity to discover an overlooked variety or an interesting mint error that escaped notice for years. While most coins found today are ordinary circulation pieces, the excitement of searching continues to inspire collectors of every experience level. The 1977 D Washington quarter serves as a reminder that history often hides in everyday objects. It's circulated through countless purchases, passed through thousands of hands, and quietly witnessed decades of American life. Among the millions of ordinary quarters, a small number possess characteristics that make them especially desirable to collectors. That possibility keeps people examining every quarter they receive, knowing that careful observation may reveal a hidden treasure that others accidentally overlooked and spent without realizing its true collectible potential. Next up, the 1989D Washington quarter is a familiar coin to millions of Americans, yet it remains an interesting piece for collectors who enjoy searching everyday change for overlooked treasures. Produced at the Denver Mint, the small D mint mark identifies its place of manufacture. During the late 1980s, the United States Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters to meet the nation's demand for circulating coinage. Although most examples remain common, collectors continue examining 1989D quarters because unusual mint errors, die varieties, and exceptionally well-preserved specimens can be worth far more than their face value. Like other Washington quarters of its era, the 1989D is struck on a copper-nickel-clad planchet. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Each coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, is about 1.75 millimeters thick, and features a reeded edge. The obverse displays John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington, while the reverse features the classic heraldic eagle with spread wings, holding arrows and olive branches, a design that remained a staple of the Washington Quarter series for decades. The example described here is an almost circulated coin showing moderate, even wear across the highest points of the design. Washington's hair retains noticeable detail, although the highest curls have become smooth through circulation. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers remain partially defined, with moderate flattening across the breast. The coin displays clean gray surfaces with attractive natural color and only minor light toning near the left side of the reverse rim. Overall, it falls within the very fine grade, reflecting decades of honest circulation while still preserving much of its original design. Condition alone does not determine collector interest. Many experienced numismatists carefully inspect every 1989D quarter because unusual minting errors occasionally appear. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, doubled dies, die cracks, strike-through errors, and other production anomalies are among the features collectors hope to discover. Even a subtle variety can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a fascinating collectible worthy of further study. Collectors frequently use magnification to inspect the date, mint mark, lettering, and rim for evidence of doubling or die deterioration. Tiny details invisible to the naked eye may reveal important characteristics that distinguish one coin from millions of others struck during the same year. This process of careful examination is one of the most enjoyable aspects of the hobby and has led to many exciting discoveries over the years. The Washington Quarter series continues to enjoy strong collector demand because it represents one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Some collectors build complete date and mint collections, while others focus exclusively on mint errors or certified high-grade examples. This broad interest helps maintain an active market and encourages collectors to continue searching through pocket change, bankrolls, estate collections, and forgotten jars of coins. Whenever a quarter appears unusual, it should never be cleaned or polished. Cleaning permanently damages the original surfaces and usually reduces its desirability among collectors. Instead, the coin should be handled only by its edges, stored in a protective holder, and compared with reliable reference materials. If a genuine error or unusual variety is suspected, professional authentication can provide an accurate identification and grade. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is that remarkable discoveries sometimes come from the most ordinary places. Coins hidden for decades in old piggy banks, family collections, dresser drawers, or spare change containers occasionally reveal unexpected varieties that had gone unnoticed for years. While such finds are uncommon, they continue to inspire collectors to examine every coin carefully before spending it. The 1989D Washington Quarter is more than just a piece of everyday currency. It represents American history, skilled craftsmanship, and the enduring appeal of numismatics. Although most circulated examples are worth only face value, unusual mint errors, recognized die varieties, and exceptional preservation can make certain coins especially desirable. That possibility keeps collectors searching through every handful of change, knowing that an ordinary-looking quarter could turn out to be a hidden treasure that countless people accidentally overlooked before it finally found its way into careful hands. Next up, the 1994D Washington Quarter is one of the modern coins that many Americans have handled countless times without giving it a second thought. Struck at the Denver Mint, The small D mint mark identifies where it was produced. During the early 1990s, the United States Mint manufactured hundreds of millions of Washington quarters to meet the demands of daily commerce. Although the vast majority remain common circulation coins, collectors continue searching through pocket change, old coin jars, inherited collections, and bankrolls because unusual mint errors, die varieties, and exceptional high-grade examples can attract significant collector interest. Like other Washington quarters produced during this period, the 1994D is struck on a copper nickel-clad planchet. The coin is composed of outer layers containing 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a solid copper core. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The obverse displays John Flanagan's classic portrait of George Washington, while the reverse showcases the familiar heraldic eagle with spread wings, clutching arrows and olive branches, a design that served as the standard reverse of the Washington quarter for many decades. The example described here is an almost circulated coin displaying moderate design wear from years of everyday use. Washington's portrait retains much of its overall detail, although the highest points show noticeable smoothing. On the reverse, the eagle's breast feathers are typically flattened from circulation, while much of the surrounding design remains visible. The coin exhibits clean gray surfaces with minor pocket grime near the lower reverse rim and natural color consistent with a very fine circulated example. Honest wear like this tells the story of a coin that faithfully served in commerce before eventually finding its way into a collector's hands. Collectors understand that rarity is not always determined by mintage alone. Instead, unusual production errors often create the greatest excitement. A 1994 D quarter showing a dramatic off-center strike, doubled die, broad strike, clipped planchet, strike-through error, die crack, retained cud, or other significant mint anomaly may receive considerable attention from specialists. Because these errors occurred during the manufacturing process, every genuine example is unique in its own way and deserves careful examination. Experienced numismatists routinely inspect the date, mint mark, lettering, rim, and both sides of the coin using magnification. Small signs of doubling, die deterioration, repunched details, or other striking abnormalities may be impossible to detect without close inspection. Patience and careful observation often reward collectors who take the time to study every coin before spending it. The Washington Quarter series remains one of the most widely collected coin series in the United States. Beginners appreciate its accessibility, while advanced collectors pursue certified mint state examples, rare die varieties, and dramatic mint errors. This steady collector demand keeps interest in the series strong and encourages enthusiasts to search through circulation in hopes of making an exciting discovery. If you believe you have found an unusual 1994 D Washington quarter, avoid cleaning or polishing it under any circumstances. Cleaning permanently alters the original surfaces and can significantly reduce its desirability to collectors. Instead, handle the coin only by its edges, place it in a protective holder, and compare it with trusted numismatic references. If the coin appears to possess a genuine mint error or an unusual variety, professional authentication and grading can help determine its identity and collector appeal. One of the greatest attractions of coin collecting is that remarkable discoveries sometimes appear where people least expect them. A forgotten coffee can of change, an inherited collection, or even the coins received in everyday transactions may occasionally contain something worth a closer look. While most quarters found in circulation are ordinary, the possibility of uncovering a scarce variety or genuine mint error keeps the excitement alive for collectors of every experience level. The 1994 D Washington quarter represents more than everyday pocket change. It is a lasting reminder of American coinage, the craftsmanship of the United States Mint, and the thrill of searching for overlooked treasures. Although ordinary circulated examples generally trade close to face value, unusual mint errors, recognized die varieties, and exceptionally preserved pieces can become highly desirable among collectors. That possibility is why knowledgeable collectors continue examining every Washington quarter they encounter, knowing that a seemingly ordinary coin could conceal an extraordinary story waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more rare coin discoveries. Keep checking your worth old coins. You might already have a hidden treasure. See you in the next video.